Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Joe Two in Love. Thanks for joining me today on the podcast. I'm here for your Nxt July 15, 2020 review. Hope everyone's being safe. As we get through this pandemic, remember to wear your mask, remember social distance, and we'll get through these trying times. Of course, if you didn't check my AEW Fight for Fallen 2020 review, I uploaded that yesterday, as well as another sports overview of topics on Monday. Excuse me. So those videos are available to check out from this week, as well as I'll have another edition uh, Monday. So with that, a bunch to go over today on the review. We had two title matches. We had the women's title on the line in the main event, Io Shirai versus Tegan Nox. We'll go over that. We had the NXT and North American Championships on the line. Keith Lee defends against Dominik Dijakovic. We'll go over that as well as Damien Priest versus Cameron Grimes, and much more on that. But thank you all for joining me. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. And with that, let's get into the review, shall we? So the show started off with Keith Lee coming out. Uh, he was introduced not once but twice because he requested uh, to be announced as the NXT champion and the North American champion. I mean, seeing the NXT championship around Keith Lee is a long time coming. I mean, his whole NXT career has been up and down, up and down. Obviously, he had a incredible reign. Still has a incredible reign as North American champion, but now with the NXT title, it's kind of depressing knowing that it was kind of fluctuated in uh, like last week, last minute. But nonetheless, it's good to see Keith Lee finally have his real moment. So he came out, he talked about his journey, he dedicated to his former trainer, Tim Brooks. Then he knew that a locker room of challengers were awaiting him. And now all of a sudden he called out Dominik Dijakovic, uh, who came out, and he knowing that no one probably more happy than him for Keith Lee. Um, Perhaps Mia is probably more happy for Keith Lee, but nonetheless, uh, Dijakovic, then Keith Lee said that he talked to William Regal and said that he asked for his first challenge to be against Dijakovic for both titles. So, yeah, nonetheless, so we got confirmation that later in the show would be Keith Lee for Dominik Dijakovic. I mean, and so we go from that to Damien Priest versus Cameron Grimes. Damien Priest, with, I mean, the Undisputed Era is expected to be called up soon. Dijakovic is expected to be called up soon. Keith Lee expect to be called up soon. With all these call ups, these two guys, Damien Priest and Cameron Grimes, you would expect to be almost at the forefront, uh, assuming all these call ups happen. And you expect the main guys to be these two, and these two had really good match, although This is kind of their final match. Or not really final, but trilogy per se. So it was a fast start for Priest. Uh, he had a razor's edge later in the match. Two Grimes on the ring apron. He hit a flatliner for a 2 count. Uh, excuse me. Grimes countered the reckoning. Then his usual flying slam, which you love, that he's running into the opponent and he just flips over almost like a flatliner or a flip over flatliner. Slam for a 2 count. And then Priest hit the reckoning. Two Grimes off the middle rope for the win. I mean, considering Keith Lee is expected to lose the title to Karrion Kross later in the summer, you'd expect Damien Priest or Cameron Grimes, one of these two, would probably take the title, the North American Championship, off Keith Lee. Sorry about my nose. I've been having kind of a stuffed nose, but I'm pushing through. So after that, we got another one of these trade seminars from Timothy Thatcher. I mean, I like Timothy Thatcher rolling in the ring, but his look and his charisma, his gimmick is almost little to none. So, not really much to go off of if you're Timothy Thatcher, but it's giving him something to do. So we go from that to Shotzi Blackheart versus Indy Hartwell. Hartwell, we've seen a couple times in NXT. Not really mentioned her character. Of course, Shotzi has been pushed strongly the last few months. But cutting to the end of the match, Robert Stone came out hobbling, and he distracted the referee. Shotzi was on the top rope, and then all of a sudden, Aaliyah came out and tripped or threw Shotzi off the top rope, allowing Hartwell to take advantage with the big boot and pin Shotzi for the win. I mean, unexpected, because we haven't seen Hartwell that much. Plus, Shotzi, of course, she's been more booked last, or at least recently. So, probably building up to a Shotzi for Aaliyah match. I'm not really too keen on that because, well, see, the Robert Stone brand should be about not this comedy, but it should be about Aaliyah making her better. And so far, I don't see that. All I see is the comedy uh, fact. So it's just not really where it should be, but looks to be the match that we're going to get. So there's that. After that, there was a short interview of Tegan Nox brewing into her match against Io Shirai, that to be the main event of the show. Besides her recovery from her two ACL knee surgeries, from the Mae Classic, we don't really know much about Tegan Nox, so we would have loved more a promo package or something. We don't really know much about Tegan Nox, that's what I would say. So for her to win this match against Io Shirai would be kind of off guard. So next was Le Golf del Fantasma, and a pretty good vignette. They look to be at a restaurant or a pub somewhere, uh, drinking and toasting towards the end of, or first they toasted to their victory last week against Breezango and Drake Maverick. Then they toasted to the end of Drake Maverick. I mean, I like where they're going with this whole Legado del Fantasma thing. I like Santos Escobar's new look. I like how they're treating Wild and Mendoza. If they want to really make NXT in their image, it would be very interesting because Escobar is already the Cruiserweight champion. Could we see, because NXT is in desperate need of tag teams, so could we see Mendoza and Wild as a tag team going for the tag team titles against Imperium? We don't know. The tag team division is up in flux, really. We'll see. So we go from that to Keith Lee for Dominik Dijakovic for the NXT and North American Championships. I mean, we've seen this match numerous times. We saw it at a TakeOver. We saw this numerous times on NXT TV last year. What was a great feud. This was not really different between of the recent matches, but this was good. So it was a nice blockbuster by Dijakovic for a 2 out, a cycle kick, uh, then coming to the end of the match, they were exchanging. Dijakovic tried to get the advantage, he was caught, and then Lee hit the big catastrophe for the win. They embraced after, and then afterwards, Scarlett came out with a big bag, and then she, like when she unveiled the hourglass in front of Adam Cole near the ring, she unveiled the contents of this bag, which I'm not sure if it was really the ruins of the hourglass Keith Lee shattered or if it was different, but she unveiled the contents, basically sending a message to Keith Lee that Karrion Kross is coming and your time is basically at an end. So that was interesting. So after that, we got a interview of Dijakovic backstage, and all of Karrion Kross came in and just confronted Dijakovic. They started brawling. They basically confirmed, well, a match between them was confirmed for next week, but they basically challenged each other, and then they brawled into another part of the arena, and Dijakovic got hurt with a Saito suplex by Karrion Kross, and that looked brutal, and that was how the interview segment got off the air. So after that was Timothy Thatcher for Stengel Desjardins. This was really short. Thatcher hit or locked up a single leg Boston Crab on Desjardins. Desjardins tapped. Quick win. And all of a sudden, Gordy Larkin came out to save Desjardins. So it looks to me that only Larkin and Timothy Thatcher are still feuding. Where is Eddie Birch? Where is the tag team? I mean, months ago you thought they were gonna get a title shot against Imperium, but all of a sudden things have changed, and I'm not sure. So after that, we went to Robert Stone trying to apologize to Killian Dane. Then Aaliyah showed up with a picture of them and Killian Dane that looked to be drawn by Dexter Loomis, and Killian Dane threatened Robert Stone, saying, "If you want to make this up to me, get me a match with Dexter Loomis," and that was basically confirmed after. So, like I said, these matches were confirmed for next week. Dijakovic versus Kross should be fun. Killian Dane versus Dexter Loomis also. I mean, Dijakovic, Kross. Well, Kross, like I said, excuse me, if you want to build him up as a credible number one contender, you need to get legitimate wins over guys like this, guys like Dijakovic. So that should be. Just give me one sec. So after that was the main event. Io Shirai versus Tegan Nox. This was a long but fun match. Probably was Tegan Nox's last match in the NXT because they never really committed to her. After the match was interesting. Well, so it was a fall slam by with the bridge for a 2 count by Nox. Was a flapjack by Io for a 2 count. High top rope crossbody by Nox for a 2 count. Then a missile dropkick by Io. Was a Molly Garon by Nox for a 2 count. And then at the end of the match, it was a moonsault by Io for the win. After the match, it was interesting because the favorite, or my favorite, Dakota Kai came out and attacked Io Shirai when she was on stage. And that's how NXT went off the air. Now, why we didn't get Dakota Kai versus Shotzi tonight. Probably because they're building towards Dakota Kai for EO for Takeover. That's a possibility, but at the same time, they've had their chances to book Dakota Kai as the main women in NXT, but they have not picked it up. The ball has been in their court with Dakota Kai, but they haven't run with it. And of course, Dakota Kai lost that fatal 4-way, which many of us thought she would win, but Tegan Nox did. So I just don't know. Plus, would Dakota Kai beat Io? See, I don't know, because you would want her to win. You would think she could win, but they have not really gotten behind Dakota Kai, and Kai has really turned the leaf with her heel turn. I just don't know, because when she was babyface, of course, she has the look of a girl next door. She was hovering in the middle of the card. When she turned heel, you like that because of her character. She has run with it well as a heel, and adding Raquel Gonzalez, although Raquel has been iffy as a heavy for Raquel, they have done well, but you just don't know. They're not really that confident in Dakota Kai. I don't think. It's just weird. And also, this, like I said, this probably is the last match for Tegan Nox. The problem is that if she goes to the main roster, well, she hasn't really cut the best of promos. She is really good as a wrestler. Her look, she has a good look, but it's hard because the way the main roster views a women's wrestler is not really the best way for the best women's wrestlers. It's just a fact. They view what they want to view. So definitely Tegan Nox had a chance to do really well on the main roster. But that's a if. That's a chance. So we'll see about that. But anyway, that was the show. And that was the review. Thank you all for joining me. This is pretty good. Sorry about my nose. Hopefully, I'm feeling more better on Monday for the episode. But so, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, the review for NXT. Like I said, if you can catch up on my videos earlier this week and my AEW Fight for Fallen review that I've posted yesterday. You can check that out. And if you're new, subscribe and like, and also click that bell, and you can get notifications of when I post. So there's that. Hope you're all being safe. I'll be back with Monday with more sports topics around the NFL, NBA, sports, and possibly finding out who else is opting out as well. Excuse me. But hope you all enjoy this, and I'll see you back on Monday.